Hey, what's going on, guys? Happy Wednesday. I appreciate you guys tuning in to with me and Ronnie today. Just your local real estate agent, your local mortgage dad, just here to talk about real estate when it comes to this market here in South Florida. Appreciate you guys taking time out your day. We're actually going to jump into a video that we feel is relevant, especially when it comes to where rates are today.
Yeah.
Ronnie, shall I go ahead and start play the video?
Start the video.
All right, let's go.
Or a mortgage pro, this is a warning. You need to be aware of it. This is about to make it more difficult to buy a house in 2024. Big news. It's great. It's the biggest drop in interest rates that we've seen possibly ever. We've dropped near 0.5% just in the last 2 days. And that's down from 8% just a couple of months ago. But this is not going to make home buying easier. Yes, some of us will qualify for more. Our mortgage payments are going to be lower, but it's going to be more difficult to buy a house going forward. That's because when rates drop, more people get into the market and want to buy a house. So this decrease in rates means more people are going to be flooding the market. That means more competition, which means higher home prices, and it's going to be more difficult to get under contract. So I'm excited. This is great news long term for anybody that's buying a house in 2024. But just know that as these rates continue to drop, buying a home will actually get more difficult in a lot of ways.
Yeah. He said a lot in a very short period of time. This is something that you and me have been talking about from day one, where we've been indicating whenever rates do adjust, it's just going to allow more people to have more purchasing power, more buying power, which is great. That's what you want. The only thing is, we're still going to have probably the same amount or a little bit more inventory on the market. So it just comes back to that whole basic economics, supply and demand. Um,
Yeah.
I know this is more your world because you tell we was in the high sevens a couple of weeks ago, and we're at what, 6.5.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, depending on the programs, where there's a
Yeah,
six in front of that number, where not too long ago, we were in the eights, low eight. So a lot's changed.
that's
And,
true.
it's crazy. And it's actually, looking at it, it's actually probably coming at a good time. Right now, the holidays are typically a slow time. So for
Mm,
this to happen, a lot of people could, if they can see this vision of what potentially could happen, now's a great time to get in that market. Historically, it's not many people are looking over the holiday breaks at houses, which for those people to get a jump on things, could definitely be a good time to get in that because, like you said before, when everybody jumps on this bandwagon, whether it's February, March, April, sometime in 2024, it could be a lot harder for a buyer to get a contract on a place. So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
rates are falling. I don't think anybody in the profession thinks that this is a fluke. It's just gonna slowly kind of continue to come down.
Yeah, and the thing is, when it comes to talking to my clients, I understand the process of buying a home is there's a lot of emotions involved, which is natural. This is one of the
Yeah.
biggest purchases you're probably ever making in your life, outside of depending on where you go to school and how much student loan debt you take out to get the education. But with all that being said, that's why it's crucial. Me and Ron have been mentioning this from day one. You want to have the right people on your team. You want to have the right people in your camp, mainly the right professionals when it comes to your lender, when it comes to your realtor, especially going into 2024, because it's the way things are moving with rates. It's going to be pretty competitive here in the South Florida market. So just be mindful of that. And Ronnie mentioned the word vision. Sometimes you need the right people in your circle to give you a clear vision on what you should be doing when it comes to your real estate journey. And that's one thing we constantly preach on. I know Ronnie we was talking before the show about a scenario with one of his clients, and I'll let Ronnie talk about that, where his
Yeah.
clients,
Yeah. Right now, I think it's great to, if you're looking at getting in the market in 24, get pre-approved now.
yeah,
Know if your interest rate's at six and a half, six and a
mm,
quarter, 6%, what your monthly payment's going to be. So know what you're comfortable with to jump in this market. But the time to act is now, because in my world, all the time I get, oh my God, I love this house. I want to put an offering on it, but they didn't even start the mortgage process. And depending on your situation, that can cause a lot of stress to everybody, right? So we got to collect
yeah,
documents, got to get this. And now we're a race against the clock. So getting pre-approved as obviously the first step, and then knowing your monthly payment. Because right now I'm dealing with a client that had an offer on a place, and then once, you know, buying a primary home, right, that you're living in can be very emotional. So they fell in love with this house, and then they're looking at that monthly payment, and they're like starting to second guess. Should I do it? Should I not do it? Rates most likely are going to fall, you know, but it's a gamble, right? We don't know that. It's probably going to. So they kind of froze a little bit and think, let me just wait until interest rates drop a little bit more. And it's a gamble, right? So the housing may go up, it may be harder to get a house, whatever that. So the key is there is people getting in the market right now. And I think the people getting in the market now are going to get a little jump on things the way things are shaping out just in this last 2 weeks. Like this guy just said, interest rates, you know, had the biggest 2-day drop, you know, in decades. So things are starting to move.
And one thing I do want to bring to the everyone's attention, if your realtor, your lender isn't sharing this type of real-time news to your attention on what's going on in the real estate market, just be mindful of the fact that they may not be on top of things the way you would like them to be, because you know things are moving fast, have been moving fast, and are continuing to move fast. And the biggest takeaway from this is just having the right information at the right time that allows you to make the best decision for you and your family. And that's all we want to do, to share information and facts on what's going on real time in real estate here in South Florida. So like Ronnie said, you know, buying a home, especially your primary home, is an emotional journey. But you know, you want to make sure that the people that's in your circle are able to separate it, allow you to be emotional, but they're not emotional with you. They're just looking at facts and information, allowing you to make the best decision. So yeah, I guess, yeah, with all that being said, as always, we appreciate you guys taking time just to listen in to us. You know, rates have dropped drastically, like Ronnie just said. You know, we're at the mid sixes, you know, I believe. And just be mindful of that. And I guess I'll let Ronnie go ahead and sign us off.
Yeah, again, just kind of recap, you know, no matter where you are, start interviewing the people in your local area, whether it's your realtor, your mortgage, you know, even talk about home insurance. So find out that home insurance person so you can get that quote when you put that offer in the house. So
Yes.
that helps, you know, that variable's out of the picture, you know, when you're guessing what home insurance is going to be. Yeah, build that team, get that team, and that's really going to help you get that, you know, best situation for that best deal in that particular market. So go local.
Go local, go local. And if you guys have any questions on whoever you're questioning as far as who you want to be part of your team, you know, feel free to book a one-on-one session with me and Ronnie. We have no problem just kind of, you know, seeing if the decision you make is the best decision for you and your family as far as who you choose to go with as a lender, a realtor, a home insurance person, whoever it may be. All right. So with all that being said, you guys enjoy the